Welcome to Bite-Sized L&D, your quick, no-nonsense update on the latest in workplace learning. Today, we'll debunk the myths of burnout and discover how to integrate well-being into your daily routine for a thriving work life. All right, let's get straight into it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another deep dive on Bite-Sized L&D. I'm Donna, your guide to making sense of all things workplace learning and development.
And I'm Yakov. Today, we're tackling a hot topic: burnout myths in the modern workplace. Why isn't a weekend away enough? And what if your passion for the job is actually setting you up for a crash?
Lay it on me. I know everyone's leaning on coffee these days to power through. Are we about to debunk our favorite pick-me-up?
Ha! We'll get to coffee, but first, myth number 1. Burnout just means you need a vacation. Sure, a beach sunset can feel heavenly, but a Deloitte survey found that 77% of professionals have experienced burnout at their current job, and more than half have hit it more than once. If you roll right back into the same workload and lack of support, guess what? You're back at square one.
Exactly. I've seen colleagues take 2 weeks off, come back, and within days be glued to their inbox again. So the break doesn't actually break the cycle.
Right. That's because burnout is chronic stress, not just fatigue. The cure isn't a one-off getaway. It's embedding well-being into every day. Think short, frequent movement breaks, 2-minute desk stretches, a quick walk around the block, or 5 minutes of guided breathing. Those little buffers regulate stress hormones and sharpen focus. Over time, they build a resilience cushion that no single vacation can match.
Makes total sense. You're basically building micro recesses into your workday. I love that. Rather than planning a big escape, we're planting mini oases.
Exactly. And a quick side note on coffee. Grabbing a cup every hour might feel energizing, but caffeine alone can't address misaligned workloads or a lack of team support. It's a band-aid, not a solution.
Well said. Let's move on. What's myth number 2?
Myth number 2. If you're passionate, you won't burn out. I wish it were that easy. The World Health Organization classifies burnout as an occupational phenomenon, not a personal failure. When you love your job, you're more prone to overcommit, blur those work-life lines, and ignore the warning signs of exhaustion.
That hits close to home. I've pushed late nights on projects I cared about, only to wake up feeling like I ran a marathon in my sleep.
And that's exactly why passion without boundaries can backfire. To bust this myth, you need passion plus protection. Block out non-negotiable recovery time. Think no meetings lunches, off hours where you don't reply to emails, and realistic project timelines. Studies show even 5-minute activity breaks boost energy and fend off mental fatigue. Tools like Fit on Health make it seamless to schedule and track those little wellness moments.
I love the idea of protecting your own calendar. It's like being your own gatekeeper for sanity.
Right? And when teams model that, it becomes a culture shift, not just an individual habit.
Speaking of culture, I've heard some push hustle harder as the secret sauce. That's gotta be myth number 3, right?
You got it. Myth number 3. More hustle equals more success. Grind culture is romanticized, but research from Stanford University shows productivity plunges sharply after 50 hours a week. And by 55 hours, there are zero gains. Zilch. Nada. Plus, constant overwork leads to decision fatigue, lower quality output, and long-term health risks like cardiovascular issues.
Ouch. So those late nights and weekend crunch sessions might actually be hollow victories.
Exactly. High performers know recovery is just as critical as effort. Smart work habits, like scheduled movement breaks, structured downtime, or even a 10-minute post-lunch yoga stretch, amplify creativity and focus. One tech team introduced midday walking groups and saw a 20% drop in reported stress over 6 months. It wasn't the beach, but it worked wonders.
That's a powerful example. It really challenges the power-through mentality.
Yep. And now on to myth number 4. Stress is just part of the job. Sure, occasional deadlines create a healthy challenge, But chronic stress shouldn't be the norm. The American Institute of Stress estimates job stress costs U.S. businesses over $300 billion annually in absenteeism, turnover, and diminished productivity.
300 billion, that's mind-boggling. So when companies shrug and say it's just how work is, they're actually bleeding money.
Exactly. The antidote is fitness-based stress relief, movement challenges, wellness incentives, guided breathwork sessions. These initiatives help teams build resilience. When stress relief is baked into the workday, through quick team stretch breaks or company-wide step goals, employees feel empowered rather than exploited.
I can see how that shifts the narrative from "you're stressed" to "we're proactive. It's a team sport."
Absolutely. Last but not least, myth number 5. Self-care is just bubble baths and meditation. While I'm not knocking bubble baths, they rock. Real self-care is about consistent choices that protect mental and physical health. Regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and meaningful social connections are the heavy hitters in stress reduction.
Yeah, those Instagram shots of someone meditating on a cliff are pretty, but they don't translate to everyday life.
Exactly. Self-care needs to be accessible and actionable. Instead of occasional wellness perks, companies should integrate daily movement, stress management modules, and nutrition resources into the workflow. Fit on Health provides expert-led stretching routines, on-demand mindful breaks, and practical wellness tools that employees can tap into between Zoom calls. It's about small, sustainable habits, like a 3-minute guided stretch before your next meeting.
Love that. It feels doable, not like you need to redesign your entire life.
Right. It's the compound effect of tiny wins that keeps burnout at bay.
So let's wrap this up. What's our bottom line?
Burnout isn't a personal failure. It's a red flag that your environment, habits, or expectations need an overhaul. Don't fall for the vacation myth or the hustle trap. Instead, build micro breaks. Set clear boundaries, normalize recovery, and embed self-care into your daily routine.
And maybe hold off on that 5th cup of coffee until you've taken a proper stretch break.
Exactly. If you're leading a team, start modeling those small daily wellness practices. If you're on the individual contributor side, carve out those 2-minute oasis moments. Over time, you'll move from just surviving to thriving.
That's a wrap for today's bite-sized L&D. Thanks for tuning in, and here's your challenge. Try a 5-minute breathing break tomorrow and see how it shifts your day.
Until next time, keep learning, keep moving, and remember, well-being is a practice, not a perk. That's a wrap for today's podcast. Remember, integrating well-being into daily routines and fostering supportive work cultures are key to thriving beyond burnout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends and colleagues so they can also stay updated on the latest news and gain powerful insights. Stay tuned for more updates.